Have you ever noticed something strange? Some people reach their 40s, 50s, or even 60s, yet they still carry the energy of someone much younger. Their face looks fresh, their eyes are alive, and their presence commands attention. Meanwhile, others seem exhausted by life long before old age ever arrives. Most people think the difference is genetics. They believe youth is hidden inside expensive creams, beauty treatments, or lucky DNA. But what if that is only half the story? What if the real secret is something far more powerful? What if the way you think, the way you respond to life, and the choices you make every day are quietly shaping how old you appear to the world? The truth is harsh. Time ages everyone. But not everyone surrenders to time in the same way. Some people allow stress, fear, and regret to carve deep marks into their minds and faces. Others develop a mindset so strong that life struggles fail to leave permanent scars. This is not magic. This is psychology. And today, you are about to discover the hidden traits shared by people who constantly hear the same surprising words: "You don't look your age." Pay close attention, because these traits reveal far more than physical appearance. They expose the hidden power operating inside a person's mind. The people who stay youthful the longest often understand something most people never learn. They understand that aging begins in the mind long before it appears on the face. The first sign is that you possess an unbreakable spirit. Life has a way of testing every human being. It does not care about your plans. It does not care about your dreams. At some point, everyone faces betrayal, disappointment, failure, heartbreak, financial struggles, and painful losses. Yet if you observe carefully, you will notice something fascinating. Some people emerge from these battles looking stronger than ever, while others seem permanently damaged by them. Why? Because challenges do not destroy people. The meaning they attach to those challenges does. Most individuals spend their lives carrying invisible weight. They replay old mistakes. They hold grudges for years. They constantly worry about problems they cannot control. They allow every setback to become a permanent resident in their minds. Over time, this emotional burden begins to show itself. Their faces become tense. Their eyes lose their brightness. Their posture becomes weaker. Their energy fades. Stress is not merely a feeling. It is a force that quietly drains life from a person. It steals peace. It steals confidence. And eventually, it steals youth. Machiavelli understood a brutal truth about human nature. The world respects strength. Not physical strength alone, but emotional strength. The ability to remain calm when others panic. The ability to move forward when others surrender. The ability to endure pain without allowing pain to control your identity. People who look younger than their age often possess this exact quality. When life knocks them down, they get back up. When they fail, they learn. When they are betrayed, they become wiser instead of bitter. They refuse to become prisoners of their past. Their resilience acts like armor, protecting them from the destructive effects of negativity. Think about it carefully. Two people can experience the same hardship. One spends years complaining about it. The other accepts it, learns from it, and continues building their future. 10 years later, the difference becomes obvious. One looks defeated. The other looks alive. The event was not the deciding factor. The response was. The strongest people are not those who never suffer. They are those who refuse to let suffering define them. Every scar becomes wisdom. Every obstacle becomes experience. Every setback becomes fuel. This creates a powerful effect. Their minds remain lighter. Their emotions remain balanced. Their energy continues flowing. And because the mind and body are deeply connected, their appearance reflects this inner strength. Have you ever met someone whose presence immediately made you feel comfortable? Someone who carried confidence without arrogance. Someone whose smile felt genuine and whose eyes seemed full of life. Chances are, that person had survived many battles. The difference is they chose growth over bitterness. Many people believe that staying young means avoiding problems. That is impossible. Problems are guaranteed. What separates extraordinary people from ordinary people is how they handle those problems. The average person asks, "Why is this happening to me?" The resilient person asks, "What can this teach me?" That single shift changes everything. A person who constantly sees themselves as a victim becomes trapped. Their focus remains fixed on what they lost. Their mind keeps returning to old wounds. They relive the same pain repeatedly, allowing it to age them from the inside out. But a resilient person understands something powerful. Life is not fair. And once you accept that fact, you stop wasting energy wishing reality were different. Instead, you begin adapting. You begin growing. You begin becoming stronger. This mindset creates freedom. Freedom from endless worry. Freedom from regret. Freedom from emotional exhaustion. And freedom has a youthful energy that no cosmetic treatment can imitate. Notice how children recover quickly from disappointment. They cry, then they laugh. They fall, then they run again. They do not spend months analyzing every painful experience. As people grow older, many lose this ability. They cling to pain. They collect resentment. They become emotionally heavy. The people who remain youthful never fully lose that childlike resilience. They understand that every chapter eventually ends. Every storm eventually passes. Every setback eventually becomes a memory. Because of this understanding, they refuse to carry unnecessary emotional baggage. And this brings us to an uncomfortable truth. Many people age themselves unnecessarily. Not because of years. But because of mental habits. Every day spent worrying about things beyond your control steals energy from your future. Every grudge carried for years acts like poison. Every moment spent trapped in fear slowly drains vitality. The world is already difficult enough. Why become your own enemy? The individuals who maintain youthful energy understand that protecting their peace is one of the smartest investments they can make. They choose their battles carefully. They avoid unnecessary drama. They refuse to allow negative people unlimited access to their minds. Most importantly, they understand that emotional discipline is power. Power is not shouting louder than everyone else. Power is remaining calm when others lose control. Power is staying focused while others become distracted. Power is maintaining inner peace even when circumstances become chaotic. And the face of a powerful person often reveals this hidden strength. Their expressions are relaxed. Their eyes remain bright. Their presence feels magnetic. Not because life has been easy. But because they have mastered themselves. If people often tell you that you look younger than your age, ask yourself a simple question. When difficulties appear, do you collapse under pressure? Or do you keep moving forward? Do you spend years trapped in bitterness? Or do you learn and grow? Do you allow circumstances to control your emotions? Or do you control your response to circumstances? Your answers reveal more about your youthfulness than any mirror ever could. Because true youth is not measured by the number of candles on a birthday cake. It is measured by the strength of your spirit. And those who develop an unbreakable spirit gain something extremely rare. They do not merely survive life. They remain alive while living it. Now there is a second psychological trait shared by people who seem untouched by time. It is even more powerful than resilience, and most people unknowingly fight against it every single day. They embrace change instead of fearing it. They do not see life as something that is slowly slipping away from them. They see it as an endless territory waiting to be explored. Every day becomes a chance to discover something new. Every conversation becomes an opportunity to learn. Every challenge becomes a lesson. This mindset creates a powerful advantage that most people completely overlook. People who remain curious stay mentally alive. And mental vitality eventually becomes physical vitality. Think about it. The moment a person believes they have learned everything, growth stops. Their world becomes smaller. Their excitement fades. Their routine becomes predictable. Day after day begins to feel exactly the same. That is when aging accelerates. Not because of time. Because of stagnation. Curiosity is the opposite of stagnation. Curious people constantly expose themselves to new experiences. They read books. They explore ideas. They ask questions. They challenge assumptions. They remain interested in the world around them. As a result, their minds remain active. Their energy remains fresh. And their presence remains youthful. Machiavelli understood that power belongs to those who continue learning. The moment a ruler believes he knows everything, he becomes vulnerable. The same principle applies to life. The moment a person stops learning, decline begins. The strongest individuals never stop expanding their understanding. They remain students of life. This is why some people appear decades younger than their actual age. Their minds are still hungry. Their spirits are still curious. Their enthusiasm remains intact. If people often tell you that you look younger than your age, ask yourself something. Do you still get excited about learning? Do you enjoy discovering new perspectives? Do you challenge yourself to grow? If the answer is yes, then you may already possess one of the most powerful anti-aging secrets available. Because youth is not found in a mirror. It is found in a mind that refuses to stop exploring. The fourth sign is that you express your emotions freely. This may surprise many people. Society often teaches individuals to hide their emotions. To remain silent. To suppress pain. To conceal vulnerability. To pretend everything is fine even when it is not. At first glance, this appears strong. But in reality, it is often a form of weakness. Suppressed emotions never disappear. They simply move deeper. And eventually, they begin collecting interest. Every unspoken frustration. Every hidden sadness. Every buried disappointment. Every truth left unsaid. These emotional burdens accumulate over time until they begin affecting the body itself. Have you ever noticed people whose faces seem permanently tense? Their jaw remains tight. Their eyes appear exhausted. Their expressions feel heavy. Often, they are carrying emotions they never allowed themselves to release. The body keeps score. What the mind refuses to process, the body eventually stores. This is why emotional honesty is such a powerful form of self-preservation. People who age gracefully understand something important. Emotions are visitors. They are meant to move through you. Not live inside you forever. When they are happy, they laugh fully. When they are hurt, they acknowledge it. When they are frustrated, they address it. When they need help, they speak. They do not waste years pretending. And because of this, they avoid carrying unnecessary emotional weight. Many people spend decades building emotional prisons. They convince themselves that vulnerability is dangerous. They fear judgment. They fear rejection. They fear appearing weak. So they keep everything locked inside. But what they fail to realize is that emotional suppression has consequences. Not only mentally. Physically. Stress accumulates. Energy declines. The face begins reflecting years of hidden tension. Meanwhile, emotionally healthy individuals release what no longer serves them. They cry when necessary. They laugh without restraint. They express gratitude openly. They communicate honestly. And because of this, they remain lighter. Their expressions stay natural. Their eyes remain bright. Their energy continues flowing. There is a reason genuine laughter instantly makes someone appear younger. For a brief moment, emotional barriers disappear. The person becomes fully present. Fully alive. Fully authentic. Authenticity carries a youthful energy that cannot be faked. Machiavelli observed that human beings often wear masks to survive social environments. Yet those masks become dangerous when people forget how to remove them. A person who wears armor every moment eventually becomes exhausted by its weight. The same is true emotionally. The strongest people know when to be guarded. But they also know when to be real. If people tell you that you look younger than your age, perhaps it is because you do not allow emotions to poison you from within. Perhaps you release them. Perhaps you process them. Perhaps you refuse to let pain become permanent. And that decision may be keeping both your spirit and your appearance youthful. The fifth sign is that you surround yourself with positive energy. This is where many people unknowingly sabotage themselves. Human beings are highly influenced by their environment. Whether they admit it or not. Energy spreads. Attitudes spread. Beliefs spread. Emotions spread. Spend enough time around negativity and eventually it begins shaping your reality. You may have experienced this yourself. You meet someone who constantly complains. Nothing is ever good enough. Every opportunity becomes a problem. Every solution becomes another complaint. After spending time with them, you feel drained. Not because they physically took anything from you, but because negativity is contagious. Now imagine spending years surrounded by people like that. The effect becomes enormous. Your stress increases. Your optimism decreases. Your energy weakens. And eventually, your appearance reflects that internal state. This is why wise people become extremely selective about who gains access to their lives. Not because they think they are superior. Because they understand influence. Machiavelli knew that rulers were often shaped by those closest to them. Weak advisors produced weak decisions. Strong advisors produce stronger outcomes. The same principle governs ordinary life. Your environment is quietly shaping you every single day. People who maintain youthful energy understand this deeply. They seek relationships that inspire growth. They spend time with individuals who encourage them. They value meaningful conversations. They enjoy laughter. They appreciate support. Most importantly, they avoid people who constantly create chaos. Not every battle deserves your attention. Not every argument deserves your energy. Not every person deserves unlimited access to your peace. This is not selfishness. It is wisdom. Positive energy does not mean ignoring reality. It means choosing not to become consumed by negativity. The people who appear youthful often possess this skill. They know how to protect their mindset. They know how to maintain balance. They know how to create environments that support their well-being. As a result, they carry a different presence. A lighter presence. A brighter presence. A stronger presence. If you have been told that you look younger than your age, take a moment to evaluate your circle. Do the people around you inspire growth? Do they encourage your goals? Do they bring laughter into your life? Or do they constantly drain your energy? Your answer may reveal more than you expect. Because the people you spend time with are helping shape the person you become. And the energy surrounding you today may be determining how you feel tomorrow. The sixth sign is perhaps one of the most powerful of all. You live with passion and purpose. Have you ever noticed how some individuals seem exhausted even when they have done very little? Their bodies are present. But their spirit is absent. They move through life mechanically. Wake up. Work. Eat. Sleep. Repeat. Every day becomes identical. Every year blends into the next. And slowly, their vitality disappears. Not because they are getting older. Because they have stopped feeling alive. Passion changes everything. Purpose changes everything. When a person has something meaningful pulling them forward, their energy transforms. Their eyes become brighter. Their movements become more confident. Their voice carries excitement. Their presence becomes magnetic. Because purpose creates momentum. And momentum creates life. People with passion do not simply exist. They engage. They build. They create. They pursue. They dream. Even when obstacles appear, they continue moving. Because they have something larger than comfort driving them forward. And that drive keeps them youthful. Not just physically. Mentally. Emotionally. Spiritually. Many people believe retirement, comfort, and convenience are the ultimate goals. Yet countless individuals become less energetic after achieving those things. Why? Because human beings need purpose. Without purpose, stagnation begins. Without purpose, motivation weakens. Without purpose, life loses color. The most youthful people understand this truth. They always have something worth pursuing. And that pursuit gives them an energy that age struggles to defeat. Now there is one final trait that separates those who remain youthful from those who age before their time. It is a trait that requires tremendous courage. They let go of the past. The seventh and final sign is that you let go of the past. This may sound simple. But in reality, it is one of the hardest things a person can ever do. Look around carefully. You will notice that many people are not living in the present. Their bodies may be here. But their minds are somewhere else. Still replaying old conversations. Still remembering old betrayals. Still carrying old disappointments. Still fighting battles that ended years ago. The past has become their prison. And prisons always leave marks. You can often see it in a person's face. The distant eyes. The tired expression. The heavy energy. The constant tension. It is the look of someone carrying a burden they were never meant to carry forever. Machiavelli understood that power belongs to those who can adapt and move forward. A ruler obsessed with yesterday eventually loses tomorrow. The same rule applies to ordinary life. A person who remains trapped in the past sacrifices their future. Every regret becomes another chain. Every resentment becomes another weight. Every unresolved wound becomes another drain on energy. The problem is that most people believe holding on gives them control. They think their anger protects them. They think their resentment punishes those who hurt them. They think replaying mistakes somehow changes what happened. But it does not. The truth is brutal. The person suffering most from your resentment is usually you. The person paying the highest price for your regrets is usually you. The person carrying the burden every single day is you. Meanwhile, life continues moving forward. Time continues moving forward. Opportunities continue moving forward. Yet many people remain standing still, staring at a closed chapter. The strongest individuals make a different choice. They learn. They heal. And then they release. Not because they approve of what happened. Not because they forget. But because they understand a powerful truth. Holding on does not change the past. It only damages the present. Think about a traveler crossing a mountain. If he insists on carrying unnecessary stones in his backpack, the journey becomes harder. Every step requires more effort. Every hill feels steeper. Every mile becomes exhausting. Eventually, he begins wondering why life feels so heavy. The answer is simple. He refuses to put the stones down. Many people do exactly this emotionally. They carry anger for years. They carry guilt for decades. They carry shame from mistakes that happened long ago. And then they wonder why they feel exhausted. The burden is not the event. The burden is their attachment to it. People who seem youthful understand something different. They know that life is too short to spend forever looking backward. Instead of focusing on what was lost, they focus on what can still be built. Instead of obsessing over old failures, they focus on future victories. Instead of living inside regret, they live inside possibility. And that mindset changes everything. Their energy becomes lighter. Their stress decreases. Their confidence grows. Their enthusiasm returns. Most importantly, their presence begins reflecting freedom rather than burden. There is something incredibly attractive about a person who has made peace with their past. You can feel it immediately. They do not carry desperation. They do not carry bitterness. They do not carry emotional chaos. They carry calm. And calm is powerful. A calm person cannot be easily manipulated. A calm person cannot be easily controlled. A calm person cannot be easily broken. Because they are no longer fighting yesterday. They are building tomorrow. Imagine two people standing side by side. One spends every day reliving old mistakes. The other spends every day creating new possibilities. Who do you think appears more alive? Who do you think carries more energy? Who do you think appears younger? The answer is obvious. Life flows toward the future. And people who flow with life remain vibrant. This is why forgiveness is so powerful. Not because others deserve it, but because you deserve freedom. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is self-liberation. It is the decision to stop carrying a burden that no longer serves you. And once that burden disappears, something remarkable happens. You feel lighter. You think clearer. You smile more often. You become more present. You become more alive. That is why many people who look younger than their age share this hidden quality. They refuse to live in emotional prisons. They refuse to let old pain define their identity. They refuse to become permanent victims of temporary events. Instead, they choose growth. They choose healing. They choose freedom. And freedom has a youthful glow that no product in the world can manufacture. Now think back to everything we discussed today. People who look younger than their age often share 7 powerful psychological traits. They possess an unbreakable spirit. They embrace change instead of fearing it. They remain endlessly curious. They express their emotions honestly. They surround themselves with positive energy. They live with passion and purpose. And most importantly, they let go of the past. Notice something interesting. None of these traits require money. None require perfect genetics. None require expensive treatments. Every single one begins with a choice. A choice to think differently. A choice to respond differently. A choice to live differently. That is the hidden truth most people never discover. Youth is not only a physical condition. It is a psychological state. The body often follows where the mind leads. A fearful mind creates a tired life. A stagnant mind creates a stagnant body. A burdened mind creates a burdened appearance. But a resilient mind creates strength. A curious mind creates vitality. A peaceful mind creates radiance. So if people often tell you that you look younger than your age, perhaps it is not luck at all. Perhaps it is evidence of the way you have chosen to live. And if nobody has ever said it to you, that does not mean the story is over. Because these habits can be developed. These traits can be learned. These mindsets can be practiced. Starting today. Ask yourself one final question. What am I carrying that I no longer need? A fear? A regret? A grudge? A limitation? Whatever it is, consider putting it down. Because the moment you stop carrying unnecessary weight, you create space for something far more valuable. Peace. Strength. Freedom. And the kind of energy that makes people wonder how you stay so youthful. Remember this. Time is undefeated. Every person grows older. But not everyone grows old in the same way. Some surrender their spirit long before their body ages. Others protect that inner fire until the very end. Be one of those people. Stay curious. Stay resilient. Stay purposeful. Stay free. And above all, never allow life to steal the spark that makes you feel alive. Because true youth is not measured by years. It is measured by energy. It is measured by mindset. It is measured by the fire that still burns inside you. If you enjoyed this journey, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more powerful insights into psychology, human nature, and personal power. And now I want to hear from you. What is the biggest age mistake someone has ever made about you? Share your story in the comments below. Until next time, protect your peace, guard your mind, and remember. The strongest people are not those who stop aging. They are those who never stop living.